Ciao e benvenuti. This is an introductory video into the Italian alphabet and some basic pronunciation of Italian words. So if you're learning Italian or if you want to practice or review, I hope you find this video helpful. The Italian alphabet is really good to know, especially how to pronounce each letter and how to say letters in sequence, because when you're speaking Italian words, the words basically sound like they're written, so you can think of it as you're saying each letter in sequence to speak Italian words. You'll notice that more as you look at vocabulary and as you're learning how to say the words, but this is a good first step to take if you're just trying to learn the language, is to go through the alphabet and pronunciation first. So, we have the Italian alphabet. The two columns on the left side of the screen are the proper Italian alphabet, so Italian words can all contain these letters. These letters on the right side are extra letters that are only used in foreign words. So jeans is used, begins with the letter I lunga in Italian. This video I only really went through pronunciation for the proper letters because these letters, at least at first, I didn't see a lot of them in vocabulary. Maybe I could go through them another time. I didn't want to make this video too long, but these are the letters that I have more in-depth pronunciation for. So I'm going to read through them twice. The first time I'll go slowly, and then the second time more quickly. In the parentheses, I attempted to make English pronunciations for each letter, so they should line up to what the Italian pronunciation is. Some of them are maybe a little bit different than what the pronunciation sounds like, but hopefully you find that helpful to see how to say the letter. So, beginning. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, O, V, Z. Going through the second time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, V, Z. And I'll go through these letters, what they are in Italian, twice as well, I guess. I lunga, K, V doppia, V doppia, X, Y, Y. I just realized now that I made the pronunciation for these with Italian letters. So now you see, just to kind of digress for a moment, if I were showing the pronunciation in Italian, I would write B-I, because in Italian that would say B, because this makes an E sound. Going through the second time. I lunga, K, V doppia, V doppia, X, Y, Y. So now we're moving on to the actual pronunciation of Italian words. So the way this section will work is I've got the letter listed up at the top, and the main focus for these words is focusing on that letter itself, so how it's pronounced. Most of them you'll find are pretty straightforward and pretty easy. There's really only two letters that have some unique characteristics to them, and I'll point those out when we get there. So beginning with A, English letter A. Attore, parlare, vado, va, fa. Attore, parlare, vado, va, fa. Moving on to B, English B. Ballare, baciare, ballare, baciare. Okay, moving on to Chi, English letter C. Chi is one of the letters that's a little bit different depending on what letters are adjacent to it. So there are basically two main pronunciations you'll come across. Ka, ko, ku, ke, ki. So if you see these combinations of letters, C-A, C-O, C-U, or a CHE or CHI, they'll all make a K sound, like in king or in car. Ka, ko, ku, ke, ki. If you see a C and an I together without the H, it will make a ch sound, like in choo-choo train. Chi and che. Chi and che. I'm going to run through the word list now. Cucinare, dice, chi, che, casa, cosa. Cucinare, dice, chi, che, cosa, casa, cosa. Apologies there. Moving on to D, English D. Della, dottore, abbandonare, dare. Della, dottore, abbandonare, dare. Moving on to E, English E. Eludere, leggere, re. Eludere, leggere, re. I included the accented because this accented version is the third person singular conjugation of the verb to be. So when you're saying he is, she is, or it is, this is literally he is, she is, and it is. The way I learned to pronounce it when I was little, if you're saying like bell or hell, like that type of E sound is how this is supposed to be stressed. I mess that up all the time because people always say like, oh, I can't tell the difference between this and this when you say it, but you know, I try to be conscientious of it when I speak quickly. You know, most people know from the context what I'm saying, but you know, don't get discouraged if your pronunciation is sometimes not how you want it to be, because I've been doing this for many, many years, and I still mess that up occasionally. Most important that you know how they function, and that your pronunciation isn't completely god-awful. Moving on to F, English F. Fare, fingere, filosofia. Fare, fingere, filosofia. Moving on to G, English G. G is similar to chi in that different letter sequences will give you a different pronunciation. So the first type of pronunciation makes a g sound, as in gallon. Ga, go, gu, ge, and gi. So if you see a ga, go, gu, ghe, or ghi, it will make a g sound. Ga, go, gu, ge, and gi. If you see a ge or a gi without the h, it will make a j sound, like in genie. J and G. J and G. If you see a gli, it will make a y sound, like yellow, yellow, ye, ye. I couldn't think of any English words that make that sound, so I just included some Italian one. You know, this is really the article, but this is an article, so it's important to know how to pronounce this. This one, ye. And then gn makes a nya sound, like in gnocchi. Gnocchi. I don't know how to even say that. Nya. Alright. Going through the words. Pago, paghi, girare, gli zaini, guadagnare. Pago, paghi, girare, gli zaini, guadagnare. Moving on to H, English H. It is silent, so when you're pronouncing these words here, it goes like this. O, I, anno. Just chop off the H, basically. O, I, anno. Moving on to E, English I. Finire, chi, costruire. Finire, chi, costruire. Moving on to L, English L. Lamentarsi, limoni, lungo. Lamentarsi, limoni, lungo. Moving on to M, English M. Marinare, mormorare. Marinare, mormorare. Moving on to N, English N. Nuotare, nascondere. Nuotare, nascondere. Moving on to O, English O. Ospedale, operare. Ospedale, operare. Moving on to P, English P. Passare, Pasqua. Passare, Pasqua. Moving on to Q, English Q. Qui, qua, quadrare. Qui, qua, quadrare. Moving on to R, English R. Radio, imparare, radersi. Radio, imparare, radersi. Moving on to S, English S. Strillare, spiegare, squadra, soffrire. Strillare, spiegare, squadra, soffrire. Moving on to T, English T. Telefonare, tenere, tornare. Telefonare, tenere, tornare. Moving on to U, English U. Ubbidire, udire, ufficio. Ubbidire, udire, ufficio. Voice crack. Moving on to V or VU. Vantarsi, voglio, volere. Vantarsi, voglio, volere. And finally, we move to zeta, Z. Zaino, zonare, zeppare. Zaino, zonare, zeppare. So, that concludes the Italian alphabet in proper with regard to pronunciation and the letters themselves. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments or send me a message. I'm planning on following this video up with other Italian videos, so on like verb conjugation and grammar and maybe vocabulary. I don't know about the vocabulary yet, but I hope you found this video helpful, or at least interesting or enjoyable, and thank you for watching, and good luck with your Italian. Hope you speak it fluently very soon.